Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Single Green here, and welcome to another video. In this one I wanted to touch on a subject that I wanted to cover for a while, but I don't know, I just felt like doing it today. So, I think Tapjoy ruined Injustice Mobile. What is Tapjoy? Tapjoy is the thing that you're going to get when you tap on special offers, get gems, get more gems, that type of thing. You're going to click on that and you're going to get to a screen where you have, let's say, some offers depending on which country you're in that can vary from being very, very bad to the point where it's pay $10 for 1,000 gems or play a game for a month for 4,000 gems to being very good, like pay $1 to get 40k gems. Those offers are going to be different depending on the country which you're in, and I'm going to explain that in depth in a moment. First of all, I want to say that I'm happy for everybody that's lucky enough to access those good offers and get lots of gems for next to no money, because it doesn't really bother me that some people have access to it, because this is not a PvP game, this is not a competitive game. That thing doesn't hurt me in any way, shape, or form, and I'm just happy for you that you got that possibility. But at the same time, I am to an extent sad that that is not a possibility for me as well. But nevertheless, that is not going to be the main point of this video. So how do Tapjoy offers work? So for the most part, the Tapjoy offers are going to be far better in far richer and far more developed countries. I'm not trying to call anybody poor or say that they live in a poor country, but this is just the reality of things. In second and third world countries, the online promotion market is not as big, and there's simply not enough companies willing to pay to advertise their own games. And there's simply not a market for it, so that's why in America you're going to get crazy good offers on Tapjoy, and in countries like Romania, for example, I'm going to get very terrible Tapjoy offers. The pricing in Injustice Mobile for the paid offers, for example, the normal paid offers are going to be the same for everybody, plus the tax that each country perceives for those online transactions, if they do, my country does. This is already a slight advantage for the people in better off countries, and because, for example, some of you might make $100 in an hour, and in my country that's 1/5 of the minimum wage. I don't personally complain because I'm better off than that, but I'm just trying to put things into perspective. Tapjoy efforts are going to make this concept 10,000% worse, and yet again, I personally don't really mind other people having access to good offers. I mind a bit me having bad offers myself, but this is not the main point of the video. This is not the main reason I made the video. If this was my only complaint, I don't even think that I would have made it. This is going to be terrible for the game overall. So look, I do very much dislike the game, the way the game has been going lately. I do very much dislike the decisions of the development team. We get some terrible updates lately, but the game to its core, I very like that, despite the best efforts of the development team and whoever manages it pretty much. I think overall the Tapjoy offers are going to be terrible and affect both pay-to-win players and free-to-play players, and overall affect the longevity of the game. So what is the impact on the in-game economy as soon as some people are going to get close to infinite gems and other people are going to get the illusion of getting free gems? So first of all, in the well-off countries where people are going to get very good offers, those people are going to be very, very discouraged to play the game overall anymore, because why would you play Champions Arena and Arena, especially as a player who has most of the characters maxed out, if there is not the motivation of getting those gems? If you can pay the $1 or $10 to get 40k gems, there's absolutely no reason for you to play those game modes, so you're going to play the game overall less. And yet again, this is not the main point of this. If this was the only problem, I wouldn't even bother doing it. At the same time, I see people who are literally not playing the game in the less well-off countries trying to farm some of the bad offers. So some of the bad offers might be something like get 5 legendary characters in Raid Shadow Legends. To get those 5 legendary characters in Raid Shadow Legends, you would need to play the game for a month, and you would be rewarded, let's say, with 8,000 gems, and I've seen a lot of people trying to actively farm those, not realizing that they might be better off playing Injustice 2 Mobile to farm this amount of gems. And some of those people are going to play those games for very low amounts of their gems, are very likely to remain to those games and enjoy those games more than Injustice 2 Mobile, because they're not playing Injustice 2 Mobile anymore, they're playing other games to inefficiently farm for those gems. At the same time, there's another problem that's going to be implemented by this. How does this affect the economy and the pay-to-win model of Injustice 2 Mobile? So for the Injustice 2 Mobile to work, there kind of needs to be something that's going to be at least hard to some extent to achieve, that ideally everybody's going to be able to get, but if you're going to pay money for it, you're going to have slightly faster access to it. And that's already happening with the Injustice 2 Mobile Pass, and I think that's a very good thing because they're releasing some new characters. It's going to be pay to win only for a month, and then it's going to be released into the game for the free-to-play players, and they're going to have ways to acquire it. But that is not enough. They're going to get somewhere, and this is just a wild speculation, but hear me out, they are going to get somewhere between 70 to 80% of their profits from people buying artifact bundles. This is why we haven't seen the artifact chest. I mean, we have seen the artifact chest once again since then, but it was the old artifact chest only with the Dawn of Apocalypse artifact chest. We haven't seen any artifact chest since Rise of Krypton, and that is kind of the same time the Tapjoy efforts came into the game. Because if you make some people, and those are the people in the more well-off countries, those are the people that were more likely to spend money on the game anyway. This is your main way to make money and keep the game going. If you're going to give those people a way to get close to unlimited gems, you have to put stuff in the game that's not going to be only acquirable through gems. Because if they could get artifact chests for gems and they could pay the $1 to $10 to get the 40k gems, then the artifact chest and the artifacts would kind of lose their premium allure that they had previously, and they would lose a lot of their revenue. It's to the point where them introducing the artifact chest back into the game would be financial suicide, and they can't do that. And at this point, it's to the point where I myself, considering the situation that is right now, wouldn't really want them to put the artifact chest back in the game. Because if this game doesn't make money, it's gonna be shut down, it's not gonna be updated anymore, it's gonna receive the Injustice 1, Injustice Gods Among Us treatment. They have pretty much dug themselves into a hole where they have to introduce a somewhat pay-to-win feature to keep the game financially afloat, because they have chosen to introduce into the game the Tapjoy offers. And this is going to hurt the free-to-play players mostly, and also the pay-to-win players. The pay-to-win players are going to be now kind of locked into the state of being pay-to-win. They're going to have to pay to get good soul rate artifacts, and if you might be like, you might drop them from soul rates, that's very unlikely, and I do not consider that a valid way of getting them. And at the same time, we're going to get the free-to-play players who are going to not have any way to access that artifact chest, and it's something that's not even up to them. It's literally a system that they don't interact at all with. They don't interact with the Tapjoy offers, they don't interact with the artifact special offers, they only interact with the in-game economy that has been utterly ruined by the existence of Tapjoy offers. So those are quite all the points that I wanted to rest about this. And yet again, if you're able to get 40,000-50,000 gems for paying $1 to $10, I'm happy for you, my dude. I'm glad that's a thing. But overall, the impact that the Tapjoy offers had on the game was a terrible thing. So yeah, let me know what you think about this in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, dislike it if you dislike it, and all that being said, subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
This is the future.